All right, my friends, let's talk about something. I keep seeing this all over the internet. I mean, no matter where you go, but I want to concentrate on YouTube though. And it's this theory that Angie Stone was a sacrifice. I mean, mm, you see a lot of this stuff like sacrifices and uh, make the deal with the devil, Illuminati. But why is it always black artists? As if black artists or celebrities can't make it on their own. They have to make some kind of deal with the devil. Now, if you've been around for a while, you definitely know. I just said it. These are not new conversations. But anytime a major artist passes away or falls off, people start talking about, it wasn't just life, it was the industry. The industry pulled the strings, the industry set them up. So today I want to break down this idea. I want to break this down in a real way, man. Where did this even come from? I've seen people have videos where they're having like numbers and they're like looking at those scope things, whatever, what horoscopes and lucky numbers and nine and but I wanna try to get to the bottom of why people believe in these music industry sacrifice theories. And most importantly, does any of it actually hold weight? Is it true? Is it real? But before we go into this, let me know what you think in the comments. Tell me what you think. I want it to be conversational. I hear a lot of people have these glamorous productions, but I'm just having a conversation with a friend, right? Do you believe in industry sacrifices? Or do you think that this is all about a bunch of internet nonsense, right? But I want to, before we dive into this, first, let's go ahead and give Angie Stone her flowers. I remember Angie Stone, I would think I was a kid, was it 79? And she was with a group Sequence, and they had the song Gonna Funk You Right On Up, We're Gonna Funk You Right On Up. I mean, she was there in the early days. She was paving the way. I mean, you go from the 70s, then you go to the 90s, and she made a name for herself in the music industry, in R&B, writing, producing, and she was making hits like No More Rain in This Cloud, Wish I Didn't Miss You. I mean, these were some classics, for us old folks. And she worked with a lot of different artists, including D'Angelo, Brown Sugar Song. I mean, her voice, her presence, her pen, they were all unmatched, right? But here we go. This is where things get weird. They start to chat. Well, this is when you get into the weeds, right? I mean, not the marijuana weeds, but at some point, like many artists, her mainstream visibility started to fade, right? Not because the music got worse, because she still had style, she still had her magic of her voice, her pen, but the industry, it moved on. We gotta be real. The industry has has some issues with dark skinned female singers, right? You can be toe up from the flow up as a man and still have a music career. And this is when people started asking questions. Was this just business as usual? Or was something deeper going on? Did the industry force her to make a deal, or did she get pushed out? And so we start looking at the industry sacrifice theory, right? So let's talk about this whole sacrifice thing, man. The basic idea is that in the music industry, for one artist to rise, another one has to fall off. And not just fall off, you gotta be gone. You gotta be in a trailer park somewhere, right? Some people believe that Angie Stone's career declined and it wasn't natural. They believe that it was a planned move to make way for new stars. And personally, I mean, I get why people think that way. I mean, the timing is interesting, but if you have been following the music industry, if you've been following entertainment, things happen like that. People are always looking for replacements. I mean, if you were a kid of the 70s and the 80s, you remember different strokes, right? You remember you know, Willis, not Willis, Arnold, the actor that played Arnold. He was replaced by the guy that played Webster. It's like a gradual process. But I get it, right? Because around the time that we saw Angie Stone start to get less support, we start seeing people like Alicia Keys and Beyonce and Ashanti. They started taking over. But what do they got in common? What does Alicia Keys, Beyonce, and Ashanti have in common? What separates them from Angie Stone? I mean, I want you to think about that. So, some people believe that this wasn't a coincidence. They believe that she was phased out for a new generation. Duh, it happens, right? And then you top it off, you add her untimely death, and then I just look at all of these different videos, and it's so insensitive the way that they're saying that she was sacrificed by to the devil and blood sacrifice and all. I'm like, what are you talking about? But hold up though. I know some of y'all are already typing in the comments like, see, I knew it. I knew it's a setup. But let's pause for a second. Let's look at this from really both sides. Let's be rational. Let's break down this theory, man. I mean, this whole sacrifice thing, it follows the same pattern every time. I mean, somebody's career disappears, somebody else rises, right? And then boom, it's a conspiracy. I mean, think about this. Michael Jackson. No. Rick James, Prince, Michael Jackson. Or Rick James, Michael Jackson, Prince. I mean, it goes on and on and on, but that's just how it is. I mean, Aaliyah and Beyonce, Left Eye and TLC. So Aaliyah had to go so Beyonce can come. Left Eye had to be sacrificed for TLC to thrive. Michael Jackson had to go for somebody else to he across the dance floor. But no, let's think logically, man. Let's think about this logically. The music industry is cutthroat. It is. It's full of shady deals, stolen contracts, blackballing, all kind of nonsense. I mean, I watched enough documentaries, right? But does this mean that there's some kind of ritual where artists have to be removed? I mean, come on now. Can we be rational for a second? I mean, music trends change. The 90s and early 2000s, you think about things start to shift. Mainstream R&B. Labels, man. Labels are businesses and they follow the money. It kind of sucks if you were an artist, but it's industry. I mean, is it coincidence or is it a conspiracy? Now, the most important question, though, we got to think about is, what did Angie Stone actually say about the music industry? Now, I know we hear a lot of things, we see a lot of things can be manipulated with AI, but she never came out and said that she was sacrificed. But she did speak on how the industry treats older Black women, especially in R&B. She talked about how labels push artists once they hit a certain age, how the sound of R&B was changing and neo soul got pushed. Remember, she was in neo soul, and neo soul got pushed aside. And the truth of it is, and honestly, that's the real conspiracy. It's not about rituals and not about sacrifices, but the industry discards legends once they're no longer seen as profitable. And the industry takes advantage of people who come from a little to nothing, and they rip them off, take the rights to their music, give them bad contracts. I mean, because at the end of the day, you you have a dream, right? And somebody comes and waves money in front of you. It's no different than sports in sports or in acting and just anything. And that's it, man. Because at the end of the day, here's what I think, right? Music industry is definitely shady, just like any other industry. Artists, they get used, they get chewed up. I mean, especially black artists in R&B and rap, and they get thrown away when labels decide they're not profitable anymore. But is this some kind of ritual? Is this a sacrifice? Is there some blood oaths being going on behind the scenes? I'm not convinced of that. I'm a very rational person. I mean sometimes there's some conspiracy theories, but I'm not big on this one, right? But that's just me, right? But I want to hear from you, okay? Do you think that there's some truth to this? Do you think that there's some blood rituals and sacrifices going on? Or is this just another internet conspiracy? And and if you like deep dives, right? Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because trust me, we got more industry breakdown coming. We got more breaking down myths and some other things as well. So until next time, peace, blessings, and you know what? We're out.